This conference will now be recorded.
Yes, we are in day 4 session. Yesterday we have seen uh, wrapper classes. Yesterday we have seen wrapper classes. Why we are using those wrapper classes to deal with the command line arguments, especially what is the purpose of for every data type, primitive data type. So for example, byte, short, int, long, float, double, okay, char, and then boolean. For every data type, we do have a corresponding wrapper classes are there like this, byte, okay, and then short, something like this. Int, for int, it is not int, sir, it is integer. For long, long, L should be clear. Right hand side, all these are what? Classes. Left hand side, all what? Data types. Try to understand the difference. Float. And for this double, double. And for this char, it is not char, it is a character. Okay, data type, primitive data types. For each and every primitive data type, corresponding wrapper classes are there. I have told you why we are using these wrapper classes to convert primitive type to object type and vice versa. So to convert primitive type to object type and object type to primitive type. So we have two concepts are there, auto boxing. So auto boxing meaning is primitive type to object type. Auto unboxing is there, meaning that converting object type to primitive type. Yes. For example, I will take one example so that you all can understand easily how we are able to convert the data type, primitive type to object type to primitive type with some simple example. I can give you one demonstration so that you will get right. But before we are doing the examples, so far we have done these examples in the notepad. Now from now onwards, we will try to introduce the IDE. So which IDE I'm using? Eclipse IDE I'm using. IDE stands for what? Integrated Development Environment. Okay. So the main benefit of writing the programs using IDE, okay, is so many benefits you will get it. So not only single benefit, so many benefits. What kind of benefits you may get when you are start to develop the code using IDE? Auto intelligence, meaning that you no need to remember any method or any class or any interface or anything. The whole Java library is available inside the IDE itself. The moment you are typing itself, automatically that auto intelligence option is going to be enabled, so that by using those options we can able to get that particular class or object whatever you want. So auto intelligence is one option, and one more point is the code which we are writing inside IDE is auto compiled. So yesterday's, so far we have seen these programs like student.java, welcome.java, demo.java. All these programs, if you really wanted to run these applications, I mean run these programs, first we have to compile and then we have to execute. Without compiling we can't execute, right? So but if the benefit of writing the code in the IDE is we no need to compile each and every time, because the moment you are developing the code itself is getting auto compiled. So that is also one of the benefit of writing the code inside the IDE itself. Not only this, these are the primary advantages, but not only this, we do have lot of advantages are there. We can, based on the requirement, based on the type of the application, we can add many plugins. We can add the jar files to the build path of your project instead of adding manually. Like this, lot of advantages you will get when you start to implement the coding. You all will get to know all those benefits. Even though if I'm telling all those benefits, you may not in a position to understand. So but I can tell you easily. I hope you understand these two intelligence, auto intelligence, and the code which we are writing inside the IDE is auto compiled. So I will show you. But before that, sir, you said you are using Eclipse, but how can we download? Sir, Eclipse is open source. So which was given by Apache Software Foundation. Okay, Apache Software Foundation. So you can easily download and then install inside your machine, and then you can use this Eclipse IDE for developing the Java programs. So how can we download and then how can we install? You try to do one thing, you just Google it. So what we need to surf it, Eclipse. Okay, Eclipse IDE download for Windows, whatever the Windows version you are using, you try to like what mention that. Okay, so Eclipse IDE for developers. See here, they are maintaining their official website. So I'm just giving you that official URL here for the reference purpose. Anyhow, I'm sharing these notes in the Git. You can access this particular link. So once you will come to here, Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay, once you will come to here, you see 32-bit, 86, 64, and all these things are there. One second. Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse packages, and I clicked on this installer. Okay, this one. So do one thing, you just go to this site and click on the Eclipse installer. Click on the Eclipse installer and try to like what download this Windows, this one, sir, Windows. So what you need to do is whatever the link I am giving, you try to like what click this, it will come to here. After that, click on the Eclipse installer. Okay, once you will get this Eclipse installer, you will see three operating system it is available. One is Mac, Windows, Linux. So click on the Windows x86 64 so that it will be downloaded. See here, they are using Japan Yamagata University. This is the server they are using. When I try to like what download, so automatically it is getting downloaded, sir. Automatically it is getting downloaded. So once it is getting downloaded, okay, once it is getting downloaded, what you will get it, you see, you just observe, it is just taking, actually it won't take this much time, but I don't know why it is taking this much time. But you just let me stop this. Okay, might be the server was busy. So once you will install this, when it is getting downloaded, whenever you double click on this .exe file, you will get like this. So what we need to do, you just click on the run and immediately it is coming. See, they are only giving like this. Whenever after you download this .exe file, when you double click, it will come there like this. And when you click on the run button, so select the packages to install. We have to select the packages. See here, Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse IDE for Java EE developers. You please select the second option. Which option? So when you are selecting the second option, it supports for both core Java and as well as what advanced Java also. But if you are selecting the first option, what happened? It only supports for JSE only, Java Standard Edition. That means core Java applications. That is the reason when you are installing this, you select this second option. One more time I'm telling, please remember this. Okay, Eclipse IDE for Java Enterprise Edition developers. Please select this second option and automatically it is getting installed. So whenever you clicked on this launcher, automatically it is getting launched. So here I will show you. So C drive, sorry, I will show you the Eclipse installation folder, how exactly it looks like. After you install the Eclipse, like how exactly what are the steps I followed. If you open this Eclipse, this is the installation folder and this is the applications. This is the application. When you double click on this, it is automatically opening. You please try to like what add this, add this to the pin taskbar. Okay, I already added this. So that is the reason, whether you are observing or not, in my taskbar it is available here itself. See here, I'm just adding this to my taskbar itself. So you just double click on this or this, not a problem. So whenever I double click on this Eclipse IDE, it will launch. I mean, we are going to write the programs. So it is asking for workspace. Whenever you clicked on this, it is asking for workspace, meaning that in which directory you wanted to store your Java programs. That means we have to choose the directory where you wanted to save your Java files. So we have already have our own directory now. So that is the reason what I'm doing. Okay, so open the E drive, go to the free Java sessions. go to the Java prog. This is the folder I'm selecting. So in this, I wanted to like what save my Java files. So select the workspace so that all your Java files are getting stored inside this particular directory. That is the meaning of what Eclipse workspace. Whenever you are trying to launch this, it is just asking the directory where exactly you wanted to save your work. So let me click on the launch. After you choose the correct workspace where you would like to save, so please click on the launch so that it is just taking some little time, and then automatically it will get started so that we are ready to write the Java programs. So just a wait. Right. So when you launch this, immediately you will get the welcome page like this. You will get the welcome page like this. We don't require this welcome page. Simply you just close this. You just simply close this so that automatically you will get, see here, so many tabs are you are getting. One is a project explorer. Okay, one is project explorer, and uh, the space, whatever your space you are seeing, this space is for what writing the code. And here you can see so many options: markers, properties, data source, snippets. So many options are available. As per the requirement, you can utilize these the below space also. Okay, so now what is my next requirement? Ultimately, I wanted to write the Java program. How can you write the Java program? If it is a normal notepad, just like that, you are writing and then you are saving and then you're compiling and then executing. But now you are in IDE. So what kind of project you wanted to create? Java project, right? So what we have to do here, click on the file, new, and then click on the Java project. But I'm not seeing any Java project here. See here, Maven project is there, Spring Starter project is there, Dynamic Web project is there, EJB is there, but I'm not finding any Java project. Simple Java project I'm not finding. So if you are not finding, you do one thing, you just click on the project, normal project. Okay, whenever you are clicking on this project, okay, you see here, if you search for Java project, automatically you will get this wizard. Okay, so Java project, click on the next, click on the next. See here, so give the project name. Okay, give the project name, free Java sessions. So here I'm giving this project name as what, free Java sessions. Okay, create. So after you gave the project name, okay, it is asking use an execution environment. So which version? The Eclipse which I'm installing, it is just supporting up to 1 point, I mean Java 15 version only. That is not a problem. Just if your Eclipse is supporting up to Java 17, since we are installing Java 17, you can select like that. It is not at all a problem, because the newer versions are supporting lower versions also. Okay, but lower versions are not supporting the higher versions. So after you gave the project name, you do one thing, just click on the next. Okay, just click on the next, and after that, here one option is there, create module info.java file. Okay, we don't require this, that is the reason uncheck this. Okay, and then click on the finish. Okay, in the higher versions, from JDK 10 version onwards, this modularity concept got enabled from JDK 10 version onwards. I think 9 version. If you want, you can create it. I mean, IDE is giving you the option. If you really wanted to create the module -info.java, just enable. Otherwise, try to like disable this checkbox and accordingly click on the finish. Now I don't want. That is the reason I unchecked here and then click on the finish button. So whenever you click on the finish button, it is asking open prospective, meaning that, so when you clicked on the open prospective, what is happening from the next time onwards, if you wanted to create the Java project, it is visible here. Previously it was not visible now. Whenever I clicked on the file new, and then it was not visible the Java project, only I am seeing at that time project only. But now I am seeing Java project. Why? Because since you clicked on the open prospective, right? So free Java sessions. Now I wanted to write the Java source code. Where should I write the Java source code? Under SRC, try to like what, right click here. Under SRC, right click here, new, take the class. What is the class name? For example, welcome. I am just giving you my class name as what, welcome. Just click on the finish button. Okay, under SRC, you try to like what, okay, it is just taking. Okay, let me close once again. One second, let me try to delete this. Click on this one more time, right click on the SRC, new, define the class, just give the welcome as my class name. You see whether you are observing or not, package name by default it is taking as the project name, but I don't want to give the package name also now. Okay, if you are not giving the package name, it is considering as the default package, no problem. Click on the finish. Because of we did not cover the packages concept, that is the reason simply I am removing. After packages concept, I will introduce, I will try to keep all my classes and everything inside the package only. So class is getting generated. Control plus is for increasing the size. Control plus is for increasing the size. Control plus. Okay. Public class welcome. Okay. Define the main method. Define the main method. Define the main method. Okay. Public static void main. Okay. And try to like what display something. Welcome to coding using IDE. Let me save this. As I told you, whatever the code you are writing inside the IDE, that is auto compiled. For example, if I am removing the semicolon, immediately it is giving you the error. Whether you are observing or not, immediately it is giving you the error. But if you are doing this kind of mistake inside the normal editor, when you will get to know, when you compile the program. But right now, immediately, if you make any syntactical mistake, immediately it will give you the error. That is the reason of what I'm saying. The code which you are writing inside the IDE is auto compiled. And moreover, for example, as I said, auto intelligence, right? System.out.println control space. For example, you type sys control space. Okay, see, are we getting that auto intelligence with the sys? I mean, with the s, whatever the classes or interfaces are there which starts with s, all those are going to be displayed. Don't you feel this is an auto intelligence? Yes. So this is the, we no need to like what, remember the classes of predefined classes or interface, predefined API, whatever the Java Sun Microsystem people provided, we no need to remember that. Just like that, just by typing itself, automatically the IDE is going to be populated for you. So welcome to coding using IDE. Let me save this. When I try to, so now how can you execute? We no need to recompile the program that we already aware. But then I wanted to execute. How can we execute? We have a few options are there. You can click the start button. Okay, you can utilize the start button or right click here, run as Java application. Anything is fine. Okay, you just click on this or right click here, run as Java application. When I clicked on this run as Java application, you will get the output in the console. Welcome to coding using IDE. Am I clear? Right. In this way, try to like what develop as many classes as you want. Sir, if I wanted to go back to like what Project Explorer, what we have to do here, we have one option is there, right? You just see when you clicked on this, it is automatically redirected to the Project Explorer. So that under default package, right click here, define one more class. You just give like this, as many classes as you want, you can define inside your default package. As many classes as you want, you can define. So you can drag and drop wherever you want. You can play with this Eclipse. If you started to like what implement the coding, you all will understand how to work with this Eclipse. So in the initially for doing couple of programs or few concepts, once you habituated, definitely you will feel very comfort to develop the code using IDE itself. Right. Coming to the concept, I wanted to like what discuss about what auto boxing and auto unboxing. So meanwhile, before, okay, what do you mean by auto boxing? Tell me. Converting primitive type to object type. Auto unboxing means converting object type to primitive type. In the same manner, what I'm doing, okay, let me try to like what take the class with the name of what test. Any class name you can give. It's not it's not mandatory to like what to give the name as something like this. As per your requirement, we have to like what give the relative name itself. So now what I'm doing, so int x equals to 100. Int x equals to 100. Now tell me, this is a primitive type or object type? Of course, it is a primitive type. So now x system.out.println of x dot otherwise. So to convert this primitive value into object value, integer y equals to, I think integer dot. 1 second. 1 second. Okay, right. So now I have a primitive value is there. Now I wanted to convert this into object. So for this, we have a, okay, one method is there, which is there inside the integer class. Integer dot value of method. See here, returns an integer instance. Instance means object. It returns an integer object representing the specified int value, meaning that it is taking the primitive value and giving you what? And giving you what? Object type. So see here, even if you're observing, see here, value of method, it is taking integer primitive type, and this is the return type integer. What do you mean by integer? It is an object type. So that is what we need to understand. So value of method, okay, so x is the primitive type, and it will give you what? Integer y. I'm just storing. So now y is of which type right now? Object type. Are we able to like what? Convert the primitive type into object type or not? Yes. So system.out.println of system.out.println of y. So when I try to like what run this, I'm getting the same value, but actually this y is of which type? That is the matter. Because of y, you may ask one question, sir, why we need to convert primitive types to object type to primitive types? Yes, we have a concept, sir, because we have a separate concept is there, collection framework. All the collections are supporting object types only. So that time we need to be honest, we no need to convert. We no need to convert primitive types to object types. What happened in the from the JDK 1.5 versions, this auto boxing and auto unboxing are happening automatically. We no need to convert explicitly, but actually we need to understand the concepts. When you get a chance to convert primitive type to object type, so what is that concept, and from which version onwards they made, okay, automatically, these things you need to understand. Okay, converting primitive type to object type is the concept of auto boxing. Converting object type to, okay, now we have anyhow object type is there na? Now I wanted to convert this into, now I wanted to convert this into, come on, I wanted to convert this into primitive types. So again, see here, we have inside the y is an object of integer class, right? Inside the integer class, we have one method is there. What is this method? Tell me. Int value. See here, returns the value of this integer as an int. Whether you are observing or not, it is whenever I call this method, it is giving you what? Int, where int stands for what? Is it a primitive type or what? Of course, it is a primitive type, meaning that it returns what? Primitive type itself. Int value, okay, int z equals to, okay, y dot int value. So now system.out.println of z. So now z is of which type? Tell me. Now z is of which type? Tell me. Int. That means what? Primitive type. We are converting object type to primitive type. So here x converting into y means primitive type to object type to primitive type. So this concept is what we call, unboxing, auto unboxing, meaning that object type to primitive type, right? What do you mean by this? Auto boxing. What do you mean by this? Primitive type, converting primitive type to object type. So what methods we are using, you need to like what remember. So and moreover, these concepts also you need to remember. So if I click on this auto boxing and unboxing in Java, when you Google it, so that Google also will give you some information so that you will get the clarity. You try to understand the automatic conversion of primitive data types into its equivalent class types or object types is known as boxing, and opposite operation is what? Auto unboxing. Auto boxing is the automatic conversion that the Java compiler makes between the primitive type and their corresponding object type. For example, converting an int to integer, double to double, and so on. If the conversion goes the other way, it is called unboxing. These two concepts before JDK 1.5 manually developers supposed to do, but from JDK 1.5 onwards, who is taking care of this conversion automatically? Who is taking care of this conversion automatically? Java compiler itself. But we need to understand the concepts behind itself. Okay. So what I will do is, let me come to our actual notes. Okay. Auto boxing and unboxing. Okay. Control V. So from JDK 1.5 version onwards, these conversions are happening automatically by the Java compiler. No need to do these conversions manually by the developer itself. That is the reason they were mentioning, like, auto boxing and auto unboxing. How we are converting not only into to integer, not only integer to int. It is applicable for any type of data, whether it might be byte to byte, short to short, float to float, char to character, any. It will be applicable for all the types. That is what we need to understand. Okay. And one more point I wanted to tell you here is, after this concept, I wanted to tell you one more concept, that is uh, yesterday, whether you are observing or not, we have converted primitive type to string type, isn't it? That is what we did in the case of command line arguments. In case of command line arguments, what exactly we did? If I open demo.java, whatever the data we are passing, that is what? It is a string. So string to we are converting into object. String to object, object to string. This conversion also we'll try to like do it. Come to here. Okay. Come to here. String to object and object to string conversion also we will do it. Okay. So string to object and object to string conversion. Sir, conversions are very, very important. You may not aware the priorities. I mean, the value of conversions. Definitely, some cases, few methods are accepting some sort of some type of data. But if we don't have that particular type of data, definitely you supposed to convert the type of the data from one type to another type. Then only we are able to pass this particular input to that particular existing method. So that time, if you are not aware of these conversions, definitely it will. I mean, you can't move further. So that is the reason we have to aware of all these conversions, right? So coming back to here, string to object, right? For example, what I'm doing, let me copy this code. Let me copy this code before this. Okay, example. I'm just giving you here itself. So now, yeah, now coming back to here, let me string s equals to Rama. String s equals to Rama. This is a string type, right? So now I wanted to, otherwise, one second. Integer x equals to new integer of 3. Is this possible? Int x equals to 100. Why it is giving you the int something like this? It is deprecated. One second. Right. So now we have a object integer type is there. We have an object integer type is there. Now I wanted to convert. Is it possible or not possible? Yeah. You see system dot out dot println of z. Save it. So I did not do anything. Already we have a primitive type is there. Now I am converting into object type by using this conversion auto boxing. Now, so right now y is my object type of integer. Which type of object it is? Integer type object. Now how can you convert? Inside any wrapper classes, come on, inside any wrapper classes, we do have one method is there. Okay, for example, right now you are invoking this toString method on top of y, where y is of which type? Tell me. Integer. Not only integer, in any wrapper class. Wrapper classes are existed for every data type that I told you. For example, if I am opening integer API Java, when I clicked on this, okay, so here, whether you are observing or not, you see we have a toString method is there. Returns a string object representing this integer's value. The return type is what? String itself. So that is the reason, coming back to here, on top of this object type, if you invoke the toString method, it gives you the string type only. So now the z is of which type? String type. We are converting the integer object type to string type. Sir, now I wanted to convert now string type to again the same integer object. Do we have any such kind of methods are there? Do we have any such kind of methods are there? Let's see. Jet dot. One second. I need to cross check inside the string class. I need to cross check inside the string class. Let me open string class API in Java. Go to the docs.oracle.com. Try to habituate to observe the these methods only. I think 1 second. Right. You see value of method. 1 second. I'm not seeing any methods. Let me. We have a string object is there. Now I wanted to convert into the object type. Okay. So these are all the overloaded methods. I will explain you what type of what do you mean by these overloaded methods. I'll tell you. It is expecting the value of method. Okay. Okay, 1 second. So on top of the z dot value of method, if I'm passing y, I think okay. So z dot value of y. So where y is value of method is right now. Okay, 1 second. Value of method, yes, it is returning what? String object only now. But we want a okay, 1 second. String object is ready with now. We are converting object type to string, but now I wanted to convert string type to object type. That is my goal. 1 second. One second, please. Right. Can anyone tell? I wanted to convert string object is there. Now I wanted to convert the integer object. Can anyone tell? We do have two options are there. Can anyone guess? I'm just observing your chat box. Can anyone tell? Right. So here string to integer as we have already shown you yesterday itself, because of we are using parseInt method yesterday's concept, right? So what is that parseInt concept? Integer dot parseInt method, and then we are passing this z. Okay, so this integer dot parseInt method is giving you what? This integer object. Okay, so integer primitive type. Again, once we get this primitive type, happily we can convert into the object type by using value of method. Ultimately, are we able to like what, convert the string object into the corresponding integer object or not? So by using that time, which methods are helping for us? Parser methods are helping for us. Parser methods are helping for us. So using integer dot value also we can do this. So this is one way. This is one way. Using integer dot value of also we can achieve this. Integer dot value of, here inside the integer class we do have value of method which takes string as an object. What is my string object here? Z. So value of method return type is what? Integer only. This is also one more option. Integer, for example, p equals to. So now try to understand now. First we have a primitive type is there. This also you no need to consider. I'm not confusing you. Only our focus is how to convert object type, any object type, whether it might be integer or byte or character or boolean or anything. How to convert object type data into string, and how to convert the string type data into corresponding object type. So here, how to convert this integer object into the string object? by calling the toString method on top of the integer class. Then it gives you the string object. Now y is getting converted into z, meaning that object is converted into string object. Now again the same string object I am converting into p, where p is of which type? Tell me. Integer. For this what we are doing? Inside the integer class, by invoking the value of method, accepting the z, just like that we are not using all these things. Since we do have a predefined methods, as per the predefined methods we are converting into like this. So ultimately where p is of which type? Tell me now. Integer object. We are again converting object string type to object type itself. This is also one more important, string to object and object to string conversion. Object to string conversion, I told you two examples. I mean two ways. One is by using parseInt method. Another one is integer dot value of. I'm talking only about integer dot value of. This kind of value of methods are available in each and every wrapper class. That is the point you need to remember. Okay. So this is one example. Now so first example we have seen clearly, auto boxing and auto unboxing, primitive type to object type to primitive type. And in the second example, string to object, object to string, that is also over. Now typecasting is the concept is there, right sir? Typecasting is the concept. So what do you mean by typecasting? Conversion of conversion. Actually we can we can perform this typecasting at two levels. Okay, at two levels. One is at primitive type, at primitive level, primitive types level. Another one is at reference level or object level. This one we will see after inheritance concept. After inheritance concept you will understand. I mean from parent to child, child to parent, like this. But now I wanted to show you how we can perform this typecasting at primitive level. These things you need to understand. Actually I supposed to tell it in the initial only, but it's fine, not a problem, you can easily understand. So here uh, you need to understand at primitive level how can we perform this typecasting. As you are already aware, what do you mean by typecasting? We can perform this typecasting. So first we need to understand what do you mean by typecasting. It is very simple. Conversion of one type data into another type data, and that's it. That is the meaning of what? Typecasting. So we can perform this typecasting at two level, primitive level, at reference level. Reference level later we will see after few concepts. Now I wanted to show you how we can perform this typecasting at primitive level. So here two levels of typecastings are there. One is, one second. Okay, so one is typecastings are two types. So one is widening typecasting, or else in your simple language something like implicit typecasting. Another one is explicit typecasting. Yes, by seeing these names only we can easily understand. Implicit typecasting as done by automatically by the Java compiler. We no need to perform this. What do you mean by explicit typecasting? We have to perform. Developer has to perform. Okay. So when can you say this is an implicit typecasting? Implicit typecasting means converting lower type to higher type. Lower type to higher type. What do you mean by explicit typecasting here? When should we go for explicit typecasting? When you get a chance to convert higher type data to lower type data. I think this won't be applicable on top of this char and the boolean, I guess. Okay, meaning that converting a lower type data into a higher one is called widening typecasting. This another name is also there, sir. Widening typecasting or implicit typecasting, anything. Okay, meaning that it is done automatically. It is done automatically. And one more point I wanted to convey, it is safe. This conversion is safe. Why it is safe? Because there is no chance to lose the data. Okay, because there is no chance to lose the data. Sir, what do you mean by losing the data? Really, in explicit typecasting, are we losing the data? Yes, I will show you how it is, how we are losing the data in case of explicit typecasting, how we are not happening in case of implicit typecasting. I'll show you programmatically. So when implicit typecasting takes place, it takes place, okay, both data types must be compatible with each other, So, and one more thing is the target type must be larger than the source type. This is what we need to understand. For example, byte is there, short is there, okay, char is there, int is there, long is there, float is there, double is there. This is the order. So now if you compare byte and then short, which one is higher and which one is lower? Byte is lower, sir. Short is higher. How can you say like that? Because with respect to memory sizes, we can easily guess it which one is bigger and which one is lower, right? And char is taking 2 bytes, int is taking 4 bytes. So long is taking, I think, 8 bytes. So long, float, and then double, right? This is the order. So this is the order. So all the left hand side are the data types are lower types compared to like what right side type. For example, as per the requirement, I will do one program. So really, are we able to like what perform this conversion? Okay, byte to short, short to char implicitly, it is happening or not? Converting lower type data into higher type data, meaning that widening typecasting, implicit typecasting, it is done by compiler automatically. Target type always must be larger than the source type. This is the condition. Okay, let me come to here. I think did I copy this program? Okay, I copied this, not a problem. Since we have a backup, I no need to like what cross check this. Let me close these things only inside the method, main method. Now try to understand. Int x equals to 7. So this is the integer value. So now I wanted to convert into long value. Long y equals to assign the integer value into x. So system.out.println of y, save it. Any problem we are getting? 7. So right now I am assigning the integer value into y, where y is of which type? Tell me. Long. Here source type is integer, target type is longer. Converting into lower type to higher type. This conversion is what we call implicit typecasting. The same concept. Again, I am trying to, now we have a long y is there. Now I am trying to like what convert into integer. Is it possible? Immediately we are getting the error. Type mismatch. Cannot convert from long to int. Why? Because we can convert from int to long. Lower to higher it is possible. Automatically it is done. But how can we convert from higher to lower? Automatically it will not be done. We have to do programmatically. That I will show you. Just wait. Okay. So anyhow, we have got the long value. Compared to long, float is higher, na? Right. Float z equals to y. Very good. Now tell me, system.out.println of before conversion into value plus x. Okay. Before conversion, system.out.println of after conversion. What is the first conversion? Long value. What is this long value? Where exactly it got stored? In the y. System.out.println of after conversion float value plus z. Save it. So we are converting as per the widening typecasting or implicit typecasting. If you run this, you are getting the same values. 7, 7, 7.0. We are not at all losing the data. We never lose the data. Happily, only focus is, are we able to like what convert the lower type data into higher type data? That is only the point. As I am telling here, char to int is also possible, right? So let's see that also. For example, here char c equals to a. Let me save this. Int x equals to c. This one is x. This one is y. Semicolon. You see now char c equals to a. It is available in the single quotes. Now I am converting into integer. Character data type is lower than integer. So automatically lower to higher conversion will be happening. So, but what is the value you are expecting? What is the value you are expecting? Before conversion, okay, here also I need to change na. After conversion into value x, after conversion long value y, after conversion float value z. System.out.println of before conversion char value plus char value is how much? C. Char value is how much? A only. But after conversion, what is the value you are expecting? It is giving you the Unicode value, ASCII value. Okay, so when I try to run this, okay, before conversion character value is A, after conversion 97, 97, 97.0. What is this 97? That is the corresponding ASCII value. To be honest, it is we cannot consider like an ASCII value, it is an Unicode value. It is automatically gets connected for every character or any special symbol. We do have a Unicode value is there. That value only we are getting. Okay. So now this is all about what? Implicit typecasting. Let me copy this as a backup. Okay. So in this backup, I'm just giving you an example for implicit typecasting. Control is Control S. Now coming back to like what explicit typecasting. What do you mean by explicit typecasting? I told you already. This another name is also narrowing typecasting. Narrowing typecasting. Converting higher type data to lower type data. What is the order? Tell me. Double to, float to, okay, long to, okay, int to, char to, short to, byte. This is the ante we are converting higher data type to lower data type. Always source type must be higher, target type must be lower. In case of implicit typecasting, it is the reverse, as we have already seen. Now let's see this. Narrowing typecasting or explicit typecasting. Take the double value. Take the double value something like 456.666. Save it. All by default decimal value is of double type. So that is the reason we no need to like what give DRF something like this. If it is a float type, definitely we have to use this F. Okay. Now I wanted to convert this double type. I wanted to converting double data type into long data type. Okay, long is a lower type. So long L equals to D. If you are trying to give immediately, we are getting the error. Type mismatch, cannot convert from double to long. MGL, what we have to do? We have to convert explicitly, manually. Programmer supposed to do this conversion. For this, D is not compatible with L, where L is of long type. So what we have to do? We have to use typecast operator. So in between open parenthesis and then close the parenthesis. What type you have to mention? Long type. Save it. That is what. So immediately that error is gone. So whenever you mention this typecast operator, you mention this longer, automatically this double type is converted into long type and the L is also long type. So that compile time error we won't get. So now are we able to like what convert this double type to like what long type? Yes. And again, I want to convert one more time, converting long data type into int data type. How can we convert? Int I equals to L. It is not possible. What we have to do? We have to like what again use the typecast operator. What is the typecast operator? Int. So what is your target type? You have to mention here in the right hand side. So then automatically it is happening. System.out.println of before conversion, okay, plus D. System.out.println of after conversion plus, okay, after conversion L. System.out.println of after conversion into long type here, right? After conversion into long type here, after conversion into int type. Save it plus I. Save it. So Java, I think double quotes extra. Okay, fine. So if you observe this, when I try to like what run this, see here before conversion 456.666, but after converting the long type, the decimal value got removed, are we losing the data or not? Yes, that is what I said. In case of, there might be a chance while we are performing this explicit typecasting, we might get a chance to like what lose the data also like this, because this long type data cannot hold the decimal values. Okay, cannot hold the decimal values. That is the reason, make sure while we are performing this explicit typecasting, are we losing the data or not? You have to take care, and accordingly you have to perform this typecasting. Okay, but in case of, that is the reason implicit typecasting is safe, but whereas explicit typecasting is not safe. Why? Because we might get a chance to lose the data. That is what we need to understand. Let me come to here, and then I'm giving you like an example. So this is all about water typecasting. This is all about water typecasting. So I mean, implicit typecasting and explicit typecasting at primitive level. At primitive level, I'm not talking about what at object level. After inheritance concept, I will get a chance to like what explain that object level typecasting, reference level typecasting. So that time we can convert from parent class object to child class object to parent class object. These kind of concepts are there. So that is also comes under downcasting and upcasting at a class level. So this is whatever we have done. This is at a primitive level, typecasting at a primitive level itself. So after this, we do have so many operators are there. I wanted to tell you so many operators are there. Operators basically, we do have conditional operators, relational operators, arithmetic operators, bitwise operators, ternary operator, unary operator. So many are there. Exclusively I will tell you, but before that, one second. Okay, we do have operators as the concept. Operators as the concept is also very important concept. One second. Every time we will get a chance to like what use this operators concept as part of the coding. One second. Okay, so what do you mean by operator? What do you mean by operator here itself? So operator means it is just like a symbol. Okay, operator in Java is a symbol. Yes or no? Whether it might be a plus or minus or subtract or multiplication or division or modulo operator, whatever it might be. Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, ampersand, pipe symbol, anything. So that is the reason operator in Java is a symbol. Okay, that is used to perform operations. So for example, like plus, minus, so many are there, right? So we do have a different types of operators are available in Java. What are those? Tell me. So unary operator, okay, unary operator, arithmetic operator, come on please, arithmetic operator, shift operator is there, shift operator, relational operator, okay, bitwise operator, okay, logical operator, ternary operator, okay, logical operator, ternary operator, very important. All these are very important. And assignment operator, that is simply equals to as acting as a this one, assignment operator only. And moreover, some kind of precedence also there, operator category precedences are also there. So whatever I'm writing, all these are something like precedence. We have to like what follow this. But now I wanted to tell you today about what unary operator, and remaining operators I will see with respect to example in my tomorrow session. Okay, since I started this, I wanted to like what discuss some importance of unary operator now. So unary operators require only one operand. Operand means it is just a variable name. Okay, so unary operators are used to perform various operations. What do you mean by various operations? You can increment or decrement a value by 1. This is one thing. And another one is negating an expression. And the third one is inverting the value of a boolean. Okay, so how exactly we will do this? You just try to understand. First, if I wanted to like what increment the existing value with 1 or decrement the value with 1. So something like if you really wanted to do this, okay, so definitely we have to like what use this. Okay, so let's see how exactly it is possible. So forget about this, I will explain you. So first try to like what focus on this incrementing or decrementing a value by 1. How exactly it is happening, you please try to like what tell me. So let me come to here. Integer a equals to 10. I have a 10 is there, right sir. I have a int b equals to also 10 is there. Very good. System dot otherwise int a equals to 10. System dot out dot println of. System dot out dot println of. Here, if I'm using a plus plus, what is the value you're expecting? I'm asking whatever I am using here. Basically, we do have two types of operators are there in the unary operator only. Pre-increment operator, post-increment operator. Pre-increment, post-increment. Pre-increment means plus plus a. Post increment a plus plus, pre decrement minus minus a, post decrement a minus minus. In case of post increment, okay, what is happening you need to understand. Right now which operator we are using here? A plus plus means what? It is a post increment or pre increment? It is a post increment. So in case of post increment, what is happening? All the people are expecting 11, okay, for sure. But if I run this application, what is the answer we are getting? Tell me. What is the answer we are getting? Tell me. As you said, it is incrementing. We are trying to increment the value with 1. But what is happening, you know? What is happening? First, whenever you are using the post increment operator, first what exactly the Java compiler will do? Java compiler will assign the value to this. Assign the value to this. What is the a value right now? 10. So after that, that increment is going to be happening. First assign the value, after that incrementing is done. Since it is assigning the value, we are printing automatically. It is printing what? 10. It is not printing what? It is not printing what? 11. First, since it is assigning the value, in case of post increment operator, first assignment is done. If that is the case, 10 will be assigned to a, and that only it is getting printed. After that incrementing is done. If that is the case, right now what is the a value? What is the a value right now after this SOP statement? Right now what is the a value? 11. Okay, so that is the reason system.out.println of, if I'm using plus plus a, as you know, after 7th line, what is the a value? For displaying purpose, it is giving me the 10. But after the statement execution, what is the a value? Already it is incremented with 1. So that is the reason a value will become 11. Since you are using pre-increment operator, first executed with incrementing and then assigning. So if that is the case, 11 will become first how much? 12. So 12 is going to be printed. So if I am running, so definitely for sure we are getting this 12. You see, right? This kind of examples definitely we are getting. Now the a value is how much? What is the a value current? What is the a value? A value is 12, right? System dot out dot println of, system dot out dot println of a minus minus I'm using. What is the output? You tell me. Now I'm using pre decrement or post decrement. I'm using post decrement. Now what is the a value? In case of post increment or decrement, assigning supposed to be done first. If that is the case, what is the value? 12. After that only that decremented value with what? 1. So that is the reason I am getting the third output also what? 11. Sorry, 12. Now system.out.println of, if I am giving minus minus a, what is the answer? Already this 12 just for displaying only, but already the a value will become 11. So that 11 means again you are using pre-decrement. So now 11 will become how much? Come on, please. 10. When I try to run this, I'm getting what? 10. This is very, very important. Okay. Interview. In interviews also, you may get this kind of, on top of this unary operator, you will get this kind of. In case of post increment or post decrement, first assignment done, and after that value get incremented. In case of pre-increment or pre-decrement, first value will be incremented and then assignment has to be done. That is what we need to understand. If you knew the concept, you can easily guess the output. Let me copy this. I'm just giving you here example. Control S. Okay, so you just tell me one more simple example here. One more simple example. I'm just observing your chat box. You please tell me system.out.println a plus 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 a. Tell me the output. What is the output we are expecting? What is the output you are expecting? A plus plus, meaning that 10 only. After this statement, plus is there. By this statement, A will become what? 11. 11 means plus plus A will become 12. If that is the case, what is the output? 10 plus 12. How you are giving 11? How you are giving 11? So A plus plus, meaning that 10 only, but 10 will become 11. So that 11 will be applicable from here only. So plus plus A will become what? 11 will become 12 first. So please confirm me. Am I audible? No? Am I audible? Yes, please. Okay, thank you. So now you try to understand what is the answer. B plus plus, B plus plus plus, B plus plus. If that is the case, what is the answer? So B value is 10 plus, by that time it will become 11. So now again it will become 11 only, because of again it is also post increment operator. This is the case. 11. Then what is the answer here? 21. If I run this, you see the 21 is the answer. So like this, we need to understand this pre-increment and pre-decrement, increment and then decrement. These are belongs to unary operators. These are belongs to so and still control V. Still we do apply or not not so